Hey, I'm William from the Zombie Star, and let's see what we've been reading this week in comics. This week we're caught up with Little Monsters from Jeff Lemire from Image Comics, and when I think Jeff Lemire, I'm thinking Ascender and Descender, I'm thinking of Sweet Tooth and things like Family Tree. For me, this is going to be the first horror title that I've read from Jeff Lemire, and this is really awesome. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic setting where we're introduced to a pack of children that are simply just trying to survive. The twist is that they're bloodthirsty vampires. Little Monsters is unique in the sense that in any post-apocalyptic setting, you're always going to get the view and perspective of the survivors or the uninfected. Here you're getting kind of the view of the creatures or the monsters that are the result of the apocalyptic incident that caused this setting. And it's through this perspective that the story of Little Monsters is told, as it drops little bits of information of the cause, the event, how long it's been going on. And of course, what are these creatures exactly, what they need, how they live, and what they need to survive. But at the same time, very dramatically, you're also watching a story of a pack of children doing everything they can to hold on to their innocence. The art approach for Little Monsters is something I haven't seen probably since Walking Dead, as most books that I've read from Jeff Lemire are always in color, but here I feel it's appropriate for the very deprived kind of setting that is in this story, and this society brought to ruin kind of feel is really done well with the color scheme. Dustin Nguyen and Jeff Lemire is kind of a classic team up, as they are back from, I think, Ascender Descender with this story, and Dustin Nguyen as artist is just really well at building these worlds that Jeff Lemire creates. So this is all around just a really great title, and we actually read Little Monsters issue number 1. Artwork is exactly what it's like inside the book, but check out issue number 6. This cover just really blew me away, and that's Dustin Nguyen. I don't know if I'm saying that name correctly, but issue number 6. But really, so far, my favorite cover for Little Monsters. I'm sorry, that was 6. That was 4. That was 6. We're skipping around. Was issue number 5, which I wanted to save this cover for last. But look at this. This is one of the characters in the story, but this kind of reminds me of, like, you know, a Peach Momoko kind of variant. But this is Dustin Nguyen. I absolutely love this cover. That's Little Monsters that we read this week. Let's see what else we've been reading. Seven Sons from Image Comics, issue number 1. We read the first 2 issues, and this really did surprise me. What drew me to this title more than anything was that Jay Lee was the main artist for this, and Jay Lee's probably one of my favorite, or probably is my favorite artist in the industry. But I was really surprised with this kind of psychological thriller that is Seven Sons. Seven Sons is not going to be for everyone. I feel the content can be controversial. In the story, we're in the late 90s, and Las Vegas is now called New Canaan and is a central hub, a powerful central hub for religion and for worship. We're introduced to the Seven, which is a self-proclaimed godsend group of prophets that promise to bring peace and prosperity to mankind. First 3 issues do spend a good amount of time on the Seven, as we get a very slow reveal of who and what the prophets really are, as well as the process and the methods that are used to monetize, commercialize worship and big religion. I've described similar titles like this as something that has like a lot of moving parts. I really was not expecting for this to be as in-depth as it is, and I'm really surprised by it. A lot going on in this story, a lot to spoil. If you're not reading Seven Sons, this is something very, very different. As I mentioned, Jay Lee is probably one of my favorite artists, or is my favorite artist, and I do collect and follow a lot of what he does. His art is extremely unique. There is really nothing like it, and for some weird reason it is just so fitting for Seven Sons. Kind of hard to describe it, but Jay Lee as an artist for this particular title is just a perfect match. Really just got to pick up the book and check out what Jay Lee does. But this is the cover for number 1. As I mentioned, we are 3 issues in this. This was such a surprise for me, and this is such a great book. Check out the cover for part 2, and look, these are just absolutely beautiful covers. This reminds me of Irons, kind of a book that Jay Lee also wrote and was artist for. And here is part 3 that recently was released, and just absolutely beautiful cover. And this is Seven Sons. This is a really good book. You guys should really check it out. This week we actually finished with issues 11 and 12 of the Marvel's Alien comic title. This is ending chapter 2 of its run. Been reading since the first issue with issue number 11, but check out what they did with issue 12. This is the ending to their second chapter, and this Queen tribute cover with everyone wearing face huggers is pretty awesome. How can you not love that? In Marvel's Aliens second chapter, we're introduced to Hadley's Hope, a peaceful community, seemingly peaceful farming community that gets interrupted by a very mysterious xenomorph breakout. As with any Alien title, in between all the madness and carnage, Weyland-Yutani Corporation is always in the background and kind of always is the group that is pulling all the strings. And I feel Chapter 2 is really just one of the most creative ways to implement this mechanic of Weyland-Yutani kind of being the overwatching force for anything that happens in the universe regarding xenomorphs, the lens that they'll go through, the things that they will create to protect and to control their most favorite biological weapon, which is the xenomorph. And because of this, the ending of chapter 2 really has just a real head scratcher that'll just leave you thinking, what if? And really love it for that. Going to be anticipating chapter 3 for Marvel's Alien. This is just a lot of fun to read for any fan of the Alien franchise. The artwork is very cinematic, and I think deliberately cinematic. I do know that it does receive some criticism for its artistic approach, but for an Alien title, it completely works. This is my favorite cover so far of the Alien, but we actually did get into, they did release an annual for the year that this has been coming out, and this is kind of a revisiting of the previous character, Gabriel, from the first chapter, and one of his most lethal encounters with the xenomorph. What's really cool though, and which I'm going to make a video pretty soon, is of course the Predator comic book that is also coming out from Marvel, of course advertised on the back of the annual number 1 for Alien, but haven't read this yet. I do have it already and do really want to get into it, as I think if Alien's any indication of what Predator's going to be like, it's going to be a lot of fun. But Alien, I really love this. And that will be it for this week in comics. Just some awesome, amazing titles that I'm reading. Let me know what you guys are reading. If you guys are reading these, let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching. See y'all next time.